For this tutorial, we're going to create an iOS app for recognizing photos with machine learning. In order to create this app, you will need a machine learning model. You can create a model, but that is a different tutorial. In this case, we're going to download a machine learning model from developer.apple.com/machine-learning, and you enter to this page and you select models, and you can see the models that are available. We're going to use this one for this video, but you can download any of these you want. And you select here the ResNet 50, and you click download. Once that you have downloaded the file, you can see it like this. Is extension ML model, and you have to create a new project in Xcode. For this, you open Xcode, you create project, and we are going to create a single view app. Because this is a very simple project, you click next, you enter the product name, we'll call it ML app. I click next, I'll save it in the same folder, I click create, and now I can see my project created. The next thing I have to do is to drag and drop my model into my Xcode application. So I click and drag here in the main directory. I'll drop it here, and I select here copy items if needed. If I don't do this, the reference to the file will be the local file that you have downloaded, and that's not ideal. I click finish. It will take some time to copy because it is a large file, and here it is. Now that we have copied the model into the project, we can click the model in order to see its properties, its author, its description, its license, and the inputs and outputs of the project. Now we will integrate this model into our application in our view controller. Now that we are in our view controller, the first things that we have to do is to make some imports. So we will import CoreML, and we will import Vision. And in order for this app to work, we'll have to import the following delegates: the Uiimageview delegate and the Uiimageview delegate, both of these. And we'll need to set up our storyboard. So we'll have a navigation controller and UI navigation controller delegate. We go to our main storyboard, and once we get our storyboard, there is a very easy way so we can embed this into a navigation controller. You select here, and you select in editor in your upper bar, and you select embed in navigation controller. Once you do that, navigation controller will appear here, and you will be able to see your navigation controller of the main storyboard, and it creates a navigation controller on top. And you will have to add a navigation item in order to access the camera, and we'll create an item and bar button item. We click here and drag and place it in your navigation bar, and we'll change the icon in inspector, and we'll select the item to be a camera. The next thing that we want to do is to add a Uiimageview here as an outlet, and we need to create an action for our camera. So we go back to main storyboard, and we look for a image view. Here it is. We drag and drop here, and we expand it to all 4 edges like this, and we set up some constraints at the top, right, left, and bottom, and we select add 4 constraints. And now we're going to link this to the code, and we click Control and drag our image view as an outlet, and we name it image. Then the camera button, we drag and drop with the Control key, and we call this camera button. we select this an action and of type UI button item, and there it is. Now we have to set the functionality in order to get an image from the camera, and I go to view controller, and the first thing I have to do is to create the controller for the image picker. We select a picker, we create a variable picker that is of type Uiimageview controller, and we'll have to set the delegate to this picker equals self. This will throw an error for casting. I'll deal with it in a second. We'll select the source type to camera, and for this project we'll let the allows editing to false. And what we want to do is to select here is we select fixed, and it will select send us a warning for this to be an optional. Come on, and we'll call this fixed in order to get this question mark. Okay, now we'll have to present the controller. We select present. We'll call the picker. We'll set the animated to true, and completion we'll call it nil. Now we have to tell the app what we're going to do with the image we just selected. Here we have one mistake. Here is image picker controller delegate. So we can use a delegate function, and this also succeeds. So this error is no longer necessary, and we'll have to call this delegate method did finish picking media with info. Now that we are inside this delegate method here in code, we type the following code. We will get the image. We'll get picked image, and that is from info, and we'll get back the image picker controlled delegate original image, and we'll cast it to be of type Uiimage. And if this succeeds, we'll call the image, and we'll cast it to. We'll select this will equal to picked image, and this is because we are in the latest version of Swift. Now we need to ask permission to the user to access to the camera and access to the photo library. For this, we go to privacy, camera user description, and a message that what this is going to tell user. Can I access the camera? And also the photo library usage, privacy, photo library usage, and can I access your photos and access the camera. Okay. And one final thing, here in view controller we need to dismiss our picker. So we're going to select picker dot dismiss, animated true, and completion nil. And after this we save, and here we'll have to launch in our device. Here you have the app, and you have to select the device you want to run the application in, and you have to run it, and we'll switch to the device. Now that we have our application installed in the phone, you tap the camera button, and you can take a photo of anything. You just click tap photo, and you tap here in use photo, And the photo you take, it has to be part of the image view controller that you created in the app. Now we are back in the code, and we have to tell the app to process the image with the model. So in order to do this, we create we change the image to a format that is called CII image. CI image, sorry. If this doesn't work, we'll then create a fatal error that says okay. Now then we dismissed. Now we create a function that is called will be called find image, that will receive an image of type CI image. And the first thing that we're going to do is to get the model. And for this, we're going to type this. And we'll call the ResNet, this one, and parentheses dot model. And if this fails, we're going to launch a fatal error that says error getting model. Now we're going to create a request that is of type BNSQL request, and we're going to use the one that has a completion handler. This will be the model. For this, we type enter. This will be a request, then error, and if this fails, then if this works correctly, we'll get the results of the request, type results, and we'll cast this as a BNC classification observation. And if this doesn't work, we'll throw a fatal error that says results not processed. Okay, and after this we will print the results. Now we need to create a handler below the request creation, and we call it handler, and it will be type of C email request handler, and it will receive a CI image. Then we want to create a do catch that will try the handler to perform a request, and it will receive a request. If this doesn't work, it will catch the error, and it will print the error. Once we create the handler, we execute the function here, the find image function, and we pass the CI image variable. So in this case, we save and the error goes. Now we have to print the result of the model. For this, we will call this. Let's call result image results.first to get the first result, and get the self navigation item, the title, and we'll set it to the result image identifier. So what this is going to do is going to get the image, is going to load the model, and the result is going to be printed in the navigation item title. So let's go to the app. Now in the app, if you tap camera and you take a photo of something and you use photo, and at the top it will appear the prediction of the machine learning. This is how you create a machine learning app in Swift.